Good morning, everyone. It's Joker, and today we're back with another slime video. And this time, we are thinking. We are speculating on who is next to come for the light meta, and possibly what could come after the light meta next month, March. What meta could drop after that? So, we have here my game, and it is 99% complete. Like I said, I'm only missing one battle unit, and that is another Dark Rimuru. That would bring our total up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 battle unit Rimurus. And then protection, I'm missing Dark Xion. Let's not talk about it. So, I have compiled a list with the help of the Google document as well as my own videos, because they stopped updating the Google document. So as we can see, we have the release dates of all of the characters so far, and they have been going essentially every single week until we start getting these rate up banners down here. So, Xion Diablo, Dark Veldora, Dark Milim, Dark Rimuru. This is the only month where they dropped 4 brand new banners in a month, and of course that was the game's release, and so they didn't know that everyone's going to get so pissed off that they were summoning on a banner literally every week. So from then on, the next 2 months, we have gotten 3 banners, and then and then a rate up banner, which is a skippable banner. People, obviously, you can summon on it. Technically, it is a quote-unquote new banner, but it's only a rate up on existing general pool units of that meta. So the Wind meta rate up had Wind, Milim, and Hakuro. The Fire rate up had Benimaru and Shizu. So it is safe to assume that we will get a light rate up banner as well. Now, Soka and Shizu dropped on the 27th of January, Hinata dropped on the 3rd. So, this week, on the 10th, Thursday, because these past 2 months they have dropping content on Thursdays. They did it all kind of wacky up here. Sometimes it was Thursdays, sometimes it was Tuesdays. But they have been keeping to a relatively consistent schedule for the last month and a half. And so I don't see any reason why they would break away from that, except for today when they dropped the Predator battles without really announcing it, which I thought would also be included in the February 10th update. But Soka and Shizu, Hinata. Obviously this is the Valentine's Day event currently, and so I can only assume that we will only get another female character for this, because waifus make money. And that's just how the world works. I would probably be remiss to say that at least... actually, no, I don't want to put that number out there, but a good population of the player base is male. And we all have our specific waifus in this game. Ladies, you may have specific waifus as well. You may have husbandos. I don't think this is the month for you, though. I think we're getting girls. So, just putting that out there. So, who could occupy this last slot? Because I don't think they'll drop a rate up now, because we still have the 17th, which is next week. And I think that'll be a skip week to prepare for Jubilee. So... and then the 24th will be when technically the next meta starts, because for some reason, as you can see, they've always started the next meta the previous month leading in. So November into December, December to January, January to February. It would make sense for this to be February, and then the next week would be March 3rd. When the next meta would be introduced. So they're not going to drop a new banner along with Heroes Jubilee. That's what this spot is going to occupy, is the Heroes Jubilee pre-event unit, whatever they want to call it. But who could occupy this slot, you say? Well, let's take a look at, let's go back into the game right now. and take a look at the female characters that we have currently. We have Alice, who I don't think is going to get a 5-star unit. We have Chloe. Same story right there. We have technically 5 Shions. Now, one of these is free, one of these is a 3-star, one of these is a 4-star, and one of these is a 5-star. And then we have the Protector Shion, who's a 5-star as well. It is highly possible that we get a light Shion. I mean, space, 2 winds, and technically 2 darks. So we're missing a few typings for Shion. I know she is certainly a waifu character, she is certainly Valentine's Day event worthy. But I really don't think they're going to drop a Shion right now. I mean, we got the free one last in the wind meta. It has been a while since we've gotten Shion. It is entirely possible, but I personally don't think it's coming. We literally just got Shizu, so you're off the table. Shuna, free Shuna. We're in the light meta already, so there's already a Shuna here. There's a 3-star, there's a 4-star. We have the protection Shuna from the wind meta. There she is, right here. So we are capped out on Shunas. What, 6 different ones? 2 of them are free to play? 1 of them? 2 of them? Yeah, 2 of them are free to play. Obviously, another unit who is very much worthy of being a Valentine's Day unit. But I think we've gotten a lot of Shion and Shuna kind of characters and events. I think we're going to skip them. They might come back the next month, but I think they're really trying to give us new units that have not been previously put into this game. Ahsoka, Shizu is here technically already with Fire Shizu. Ahsoka is new, Hinata is new. I would like them to branch out, but let's continue down the list anyway. Traya, I don't think she's important enough to get a 5-star unit. We could certainly see a new trainee. Waifu material, yes. Valentine's Day material, yeah, kinda. I don't think we're gonna get another trainee, though. I would be very surprised if we got a new trainee anytime soon. We just got Hinata. She's off the table. Murin is finally in the game. She's new. She's light. Excellent. We have the entire rainbow color of Millums, including Water Millum on the protection line. As much as I love my Millum, my girl, I think we can skip a month. We already have a light Millum, technically. I don't think we're gonna get a new Millum. I would summon for a new Millum, certainly. I don't think we're gonna get one, though, just to be safe. And Valentine is a very, very reasonable character to assume. We already have one, though. I don't think they're going to bring one back. I think the next time they bring Valentine back is probably the Octogram unit, but, they've been holding off for a while now, and that's a completely different video that I'm about to record right after this one, actually. So, okay, so now that we've gone through the characters in the game, because Millum and Ahsoka... Oh, Ramaris has a Protector and has an Octogram unit. I don't think that she's Valentine's Day waifu worthy. Just put that out there, and we've already talked about Shuna, and none of these characters make that much of a difference to warrant a 5-star unit. So, let's go into the characters page, and I've already pulled up the female characters. We have already talked about Ramaris and Millum and Shion and Shuna and Trainee and Valentine, which leaves 4 probable options for females in the game. So, Albus, Snake Lady, Lamia. Definitely an interesting unit. I'm nothing against Lamias. I like Maya from Mamusu. Definitely a possibility, along with Sufia, the wolf girl, wolf lady. Yeah, but I think that these two will come maybe next month. I think that one of these is going to be a protector, probably Sophia, and Albus will be a battle unit. I could have those they could very easily swap these around. They both fight a lot in the second season, so I mean we could get Albus as the first transforming unit from, you know, her normal kind of like human mode or even her normal snake mode into her battle mode. That would be very interesting. I really hope that if they do go about with the transforming characters, they don't make it like they did in Grand Cross, where their alt is transforming and then they have to get another alt to actually do something. I hope there's like a prerequisite passive requirement that, you know, would help them transform under a certain amount of HP or a certain amount of turns passed, a certain amount of skills used. I don't know, but I hope they don't mess up the transformation mechanic. Sophia obviously is very battle happy. The fight against Shion, you know, fight against the Dragon Milim follower peoples. So, I mean, either one of them could be very probable battle units. You could also make them protection units and make them very offensive based. You know, boosting attack, and then their skill could be, you know, increasing alt damage or increasing skills or something that we've already seen before or something we haven't seen, because they kind of threw me out of left field with Sokka and, you know, reducing skill costs. So anything is possible at this point. But I think that because these characters are tied together, they will drop together. And then maybe next month Carrion comes out. Maybe next month is the entire like Animal Kingdom. So we get these two, we get like a free-to-play maybe Grucius or free-to-play Phobio, since he is a Beaskateer. And then we get Carrion as like the big unit, just like kind of Guy was a big unit and Veldora was a big unit. Carrion very clearly would fit that. He doesn't fit the light meta though. I mean, Husbando, certainly. Not really fitting with the female units that have come out this month. So I think these two will drop together next month. And then that brings us to Frey. Yeah. I think Frey could slot in quite nicely here. Quite nicely. White-haired, check. Waifu, check. Wings, check. Previous Demon Lord, check. She's not going to be an Octagram unit because she's not in the Octagram. So where are you going to put her? With all of the other waifus in the light meta. It would make a whole lot of sense for her to come in right now, as 1 being a new unit, 2 being a waifu, and 3 bringing some other new skill. Some type of flying skill, I don't know. I mean, technically Rimuru can fly, we haven't seen anything like that though. I don't know how that would work out, but it's entirely possible. And I think Frey is my top pick for this final slot in the light meta this week. But there is always room for one more, and everlasting Rimuru. Technically no gender. Previous life was a male. Now he's kind of like a homunculus, kind of no gender slime. Gender fluid. He can make a female body, he can make a male body. Doesn't really matter. We generally see him in his quote unquote male body. It makes no difference. We haven't had a Rimuru this entire celebration yet. And if we check this calendar, we had Dark Rimuru. We had Maid Rimuru. We had Fire Rimuru. So we're following the trend here of being the main character. Technically, you could slot Rimuru in here, right? Right? You could. It's very possible. Frey, Rimuru. Either one of those two. I am leaning more towards Frey and skipping the Rimuru. It could go either way. I would much prefer Frey than Rimuru coming out this Thursday. And then next week will be a light rate up banner, which will have Gazel and Light Shuna. And then the following week, then that week will also be Jubilee, leading into the new meta. Because 17th, yeah, that'll go for a week. So yeah, I think the banner drops on the 17th, Jubilee also drops on the 17th, ends on the 24th, right before this banner will drop. As far as what meta will come next, and now I did previously state that I would think that we're going to get a Beaskateers kind of meta. Just kind of going off where we are in the story. We are entering Season 2, so I would like to see them introduce the Beaskateers in more of a light than just Phobio. So we have this oddly colored, I don't know why it came over like this, color wheel of the elements. We've already had dark, we've had light, we've had wind, we've had fire, which leaves water, earth, and space. So, of these three elements, which one needs it the most? Well, probably earth. We have Trainee and we have Earth Millum, Gale Gibson, Kurobe, Geld, who is another Earth unit? I know there's at least one more. Traya. Yes, Traya. Okay, that is not exactly what I would call a powerful roster. The main 5-star single target damage dealer is Trainee, who is a healer, who has one of the lowest attack stats in the game. If you're trying to beat Conquest Millum, good fucking luck. I got stupendously lucky on my run that I just posted today. I will never be able to replicate that, probably ever. Nor am I going to attempt to. I'm just going to parallel process the crap out of it at this point. So, Earth meta definitely needs some upgrades. The Water meta, why did I close this, has Soe and Water Rimuru as the 5-stars. And then it has Ryota, Yuki, who we just got the Awakening Trial for, super late though for some reason. I don't know why they held on to it. And Gabiru. There's another one in here, right? I missed one. Oh, and Slime Reaver, technically. So, Water meta definitely needs some assistance as well. I don't think it needs as much help as the Earth meta. Soe is a very competent damage dealer. He has a decent attack stat. His skills are more defensive. He's got a defense boost and an orb change, which I'm fine with. I like his skills. They help greatly against Ifrit. And then Water Rimuru still has the only remove alt gauge for 1 turn skill. Very important, very powerful, the only one. And you heal and you boost your own attack, so you're not what I would consider great. But you're also a natural 4-star. I haven't used Yuki. I don't care. And I haven't used Gabiru. I don't care. But the Water team overall, I think, is in a slightly better spot than the Earth team. Which brings us to the final meta that we have not touched yet, which is Space. So, Alice. The go-to unit for Master Conquest, Expert Conquest for players that are just starting out, that don't have a team that can nuke people down in 6 turns, or can't handle the damage that some of those stages put out. Stun their ass. Stun, stun, stun. The only unit that can do that. 30% chance, re-roll that stage until you proc it. Very powerful, very RNG dependent. Excellent unit though for new players. I have not used this Space Shion or the Spaced Shuna. We have Space Hakro, who I also have not used. But then that brings us to the heavy hitters. Ranga. Pierce power up, I think. No, what do you do? Yeah, pierce rate and then an orb changer. So, very good support unit. AoE damage, magic damage, no less. We have Space Rimuru, still one of the best support units in the game. Attack boost, defense boost, AoE alt, physical damage. Very good all-rounder for any team that you can slot him into. He will bring much help. Then we have the Goddess, Space Millen, who unfortunately is capped behind the ridiculous amount of octagram emblems that you need to unlock her, and there is actually zero way for a brand new player starting out to get her. You have to play a solid 2 months, no more and no less. I mean, technically you could play more, but 2 months of gameplay of farming everything before you even have a chance to buy her. One of her. 2 months is how long it takes to grind this game to get enough 100 octagram emblems. That is not what I would call beginner friendly. Especially since, you gotta grind Jubilee. You've gotta grind the new VDAY events. You've gotta do all these things. You gotta awaken the free-to-play units. I think some of them are tied to Crucible. I can't remember. Maybe that's overstepping right there. You gotta do a lot. So I don't technically count her as an applicable unit in the space meta. She does exist. I cannot pretend that she doesn't exist. She is the highest attack stat in the game, one of the highest HP stats in the game. She does crazy amounts of damage at level 80 because she has the highest super attack multiplier in the game, 450 to start out with, which is where most single target alts end, is 450. So technically I could put a dupe in her now. No way in hell I'm doing that. We're saving for another octagram unit. I already have her. I've already done videos on her. It's time to showcase a new unit when they drop. The space meta, I think, needs the least amount of help, but it is the one I'm looking forward to the most because of Space Millen, because of Space Rimuru, and because of Charybdis. Whatever protector they bring for the space meta is going to have to eclipse what Charybdis does, which is very hard to do. Increasing your skill point cost by 32 points and boosting your green orbs in every aspect on how much you get for blue gauge, orange gauge, and skill points. Just all of it's up by 150%. Your greens are boosted into the stratosphere. His trait is not really that good, but leading the space and wind team, the wind meta we've already had, so we already have good units. Valentine is an excellent unit because she changes to greens and you want greens with Charybdis. Whatever they do with the next protector for space is going to have to be godly for them to compete with Charybdis. And any boost that we get to Space Millen on top of what Space Rimuru is doing is going to be very, very interesting indeed. So that's it for this video, going over what I think is the next upcoming meta, going over what I think is the next upcoming unit, which, as a recap, I believe it's going to be Frey. But we'll see how well this video ages in 3 days. So let me know what you guys think about what is upcoming next. Who else would you like to see that I did not talk about in this final slot for February? Let me know in the comments, guys. But for now, take it easy, and I'll see you later.